Today we're gonna be reviewing him by directed by Justin Tipping, and we're gonna bring in some guests today. Emmy and I got to watch this before it came out, which was really cool. But beforehand, we thought that this movie was pretty good, and then all the reviews came in. They said this was the worst.
Yeah, I did not like it. I did not like it either.
PJ, you can start by it.
So I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele. I watched, Us, Get Out, all of those movies. So when I heard that he was directing this time, I was super excited. But turns out he was only like an executive producer.
Right, and I think it was just like a media thing as well, just because they like kind of advertised this as a Jordan Peele movie, so everybody expected a Jordan Peele movie, and then when they watched it, it wasn't.
The main takeaway I took from this movie is kind of like the importance of sacrifice. And so right after he got his injury, you see I was kind of distressed because he put all this work, all this time, and he sacrificed so much for this sport. And once it was taken away, it was almost like he had like an identity crisis and he didn't know what to do. And then from a young age, all he did was play football. So he's kind of thinking like, without football, like who am I?
Right. And I think, even talking about the injury that happened in the beginning of the movie, I couldn't tell if I was just like stupid or something, but like I thought that was a huge plot hole.
Yeah,
like,
that felt like a big
that whole
plot
like
hole.
axe thing that like with the spinning football, like that was eerie, and I applaud that they got the cinematography there, but it's just like throughout the movie I was like, yo, like how did this tie into anything else?
Yeah,
and it's just like it's a huge plot hole, and like you don't understand like where that came from.
And I feel like they could have made it without him getting hit in the head. Because in the end, it's revealed that the executives did that to him. Like, they ordered a hit on him to get him injured. Which, to me, I feel like if you were raising, like, the next superstar athlete, why would you deliberately injure him?
Well, I think that kind of goes with Isaiah White, which is the previous greatest of all time GOAT. And he gets that, like, horrible injury in the beginning of the movie.
That looked bad.
His bone coming out of his leg, which is like crazy to see in theaters. It's disgusting, but like I think it just ties to that. Like this is like a canon event to be the next GOAT. And speaking of GOATs, we can also talk about the biblical ties that this movie has with Christianity and selling yourself to the devil. And even the GOAT. Being the GOAT means that you have this horns, right? Like the goat is tied to the devil, and that you can see that like very visibly throughout the movie that there is like the devil's presence in training to be the next goat.
I don't want to say like I think their depiction of sacrifice was a little like unright, I'd say, because like compared to like an actual athlete who has the hunger, who has the drive, their depiction of like, for example, like the blood has to be the blood from the other goat, like put into your arm. I don't really agree. Like I don't really see like the point of that.
It was very extreme.
Yeah, it was a very like extreme message of sacrifice.
Also, what I was saying before about sacrifice, they really hammer it home like over and over again to a point where it feels like redundant. And then especially when they compare like Cameron Cade to like Jesus and like sports athletes to like messianic figures, I felt that it was, I don't know, it felt kind of forced because the thing about it, all they're doing is playing football. Like it's not, I don't think it's like ever that serious.
What you said about like football just being a sport, like I completely get where you're coming from, but I think what they were trying to point at is that like for professional athletes and for people that have played sports, like especially one sport their entire life, like that passion kind of can consume you, and that ties into the sin, like the aspect of like the sacrilegious aspect of the movie. And I think in his case, like it takes like such a toll on him, and he doesn't know when to stop, and that's really what like pushed him. Like not that it's his passion is like it's just a sport, but like it completely overtakes him. Like it's not.
It's like, what are the lengths that you will go to entertain?
During the movie, I remember he stated that like God was one of like the most important thing to him, and then that like became football. So I'd say he instead of like thinking like God did this for him, his drive for football became too extreme, and that like became who he was as a person, which led him to like the overall events at the end of the movie.
But at what cost? Like he loses his soul. But do you guys think it was worth it? Like it was worth the sacrifice?
I wouldn't
to
say
become
so.
great.
I don't think so. No.
I don't agree with that.
No,
because I think you can be the best, but if you don't have like these people like supporting you, like what's the point of this?
And like they couldn't pinpoint what is this movie really about, because they keep trying to do like everything. That becomes like it just cancels out.
Also, there's like this one scene where they were in a sauna and then there was like these stalkers, these crazy fans
Right.
trying to kill them, and then like the scene was so scary. It was tense. You know, she was like hiding like in the sauna the whole time. He tries to kill him, but then they just like laugh it off like it was nothing.
It led to nothing. We saw her like throughout.
Yeah,
the movie,
yeah.
that
She's
crazy
like bloody.
fan.
She was crazy.
You think that she served some kind of like importance, but she didn't. She just died.
Yeah,
like,
my thing. Yeah, because like, why would you develop a character like that only to discard her for a cheap joke?
Yeah,
like because like it could have like had more of kind of like emotional weight to it, but I feel like they kind of sold out at the last second.
I'd say they wanted to like implement the idea of like crazy stalkers within like
the sports community.
Yeah, but I think they like depicted it very incorrectly. Because like nothing happened. It just like they just discarded this figure. I say they can do it. They could have like portrayed it in a way better way.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving on to our rating. So for Operation Tomato Meter, you guys, we rate from 1 or 0 to 100. So anyone want to go first?
Oh, I can go first. So no. I really liked how it was filmed. I love the acting. Marlon Wayans is great. You know, this is his first villain role, and I was very pleased with how he kind of portrayed Isaiah.
Yeah.
So
you know him from White Chicks.
Yeah, he's on White Chicks. Yeah.
So
he's
it's
so
just crazy to see him as a villain.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect him to be a villain. So, but the acting alone, that's already at probably like a 60. But then all the glaring plot holes and how it didn't really make any sense, that's probably at like 7 out of 10, like a 70, like flat.
Wait, so with the plot holes, it goes up?
No, because 60 is already pretty low. Like I'm giving it like.
So 6, 7.
I'd give it like a 6. I don't really give it a 7.
No, but it's out of 100, guys.
Yeah, it's like 70. Like it wasn't
70 flat.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. No, maybe like a 50 actually. Actually, I don't know. Maybe 50. No. Wait, no, 60. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a 62. I think it was very muddled. And like you said, like the cinematography was it was striking. It was really good.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make the movie. What makes the movie is the plot, and the plot wasn't there per se. Like it was a lot of things just pushed out at you without that intricate like connection. And so yeah, I'm gonna say 60.
A 60? Okay.
I'd agree because I think the movie was very like visually, it was like aesthetically pleasing. Like I liked watching it, but the plot was very confusing. I didn't really, for most parts, I didn't understand like what like the memo was, like what they were trying to like get at. So I'd give it like a 65.
65? Yeah, you guys are going with like, some nice numbers.
That's pretty low. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is low, and I think. In a sense, like I watched on the internet, I think people really hated this movie.
Hated
I think
it.
it was.
Oh my god.
I think it was overhated, and I think 60s is right where I think I'm gonna give it a 71 though.
71.
I think they put in good effort. They had great cinematography. It's just the script writing was horrible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think if they had Jordan Peele like for a majority of it,
it would have been like it would have been like it was so much better.
So,
yeah, probably like AAA. Yeah.
Right. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to THS Classic and Classic TV, and follow us on Instagram, and be sure to tune in for our next video. Bye.
Bye.